before school, before your contract time. And my growth mindset, like you, is the reason that, you know, we have teachers in this building that want to become better. So I appreciate that for you.
Thanks for meeting with me.
Of course. I observed you last Monday during small group, and I did send you a follow-up email. But before I go over kind of some glows, how do you think it went?
I mean, I felt pretty good about it. I think a lot of it's self-doubt, you know,
Okay.
and especially because we're trying to hit like our targets and stuff and make sure they're getting their letters and their sounds and stuff. I'm just like, some of my kids just don't seem like they're grasping it. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
You know, so that's, I think, where it is. But like when they're here, they're engaged, which makes me feel good. And like they are like reading with their fingers and pointing. So like I feel good about that stuff. But I'm like, okay, what can I do to like really make sure we're getting our letters and our sounds and starting to try to read?
Totally. Well, I completely agree that when they're with you, they're super engaged. And sometimes that's like part of the battle. Is like the behavior management at your table, and I feel like you've already kind of got that down. And Miss Doyle being your assistant, she's great at also managing the other students that aren't with you.
Yeah.
So like I said, you had the plan out and prepared, but you weren't reading the plan word for word, showing me that you knew what was coming up next, but you had that there for reference. You began with the name puzzles, and I think it was Kyrie in that moment. He only had the Chi and the Re, and he easily did that, and you made it more rigorous by cutting up the letters, and then he had to figure out, okay, what letters go where. So in the moment, just making those quick adjustments is great. You gave encouragement through verbal praise and high fives, and you had a strategy that you were modeling, and you referred to multiple times, keeping your eyes on the letter and saying the sound that you know, which is great. So today, I kind of just wanted to talk about what our focus is going to be for this time that we're meeting. What is it that you feel like your needs are? Is it just the planning part of it that you feel like we're going to work on today?
I think planning to make sure I'm benefiting the kids the most, and like, am I doing what I need to be doing? Like, I know we want them to be reading books, right? That's the idea. So like my high groups, my middle group, yes, 1000%. My low groups, like we are still reading, but I'm like, but we're struggling on like not knowing our letters and our sounds. So that's where I'm like, I want to make sure we're getting those in like, and so I guess I'm almost like a little confused too. Like, should I do a session where we're just working on letters and sounds, and then another session, because I meet with them multiple times,
right? And
then another session where we're doing the book, you know? So I want to make sure I'm doing what I need to be doing to help them grow, but make sure that we're not losing like our base of like our letters and our sounds.
Totally understand that, and I think even you just thinking through that shows that you're thinking about what's best for your kids. I would say, and this is what Schleiss and Heather said, each group they should be reading. So even if they don't know their letters, we're practicing, you know, we start with this word, then this word, then this word, pointing to the words, and you're modeling that strategy of how to read. Right. That being said, if you have students that are only knowing 6 of their letters, then then we can have some conversations about maybe we need a letter tracing, an extra group, maybe with Miss Arthur, someone can pull in and pull a small group, because we do have resources in the building that we can maybe weave some of that in. But for today's planning purpose and for in the future, I don't want that full 20 minutes to just be word work.
Yeah.
We still want to get them in a book. Even if your main focus is we're going to focus on this letter today and I want everyone to get the letter S. That's your word work portion. But then we're reading. And then maybe your text has a lot of words with the letter S. And then you're pulling in, point to that letter S. So you're coming back and still building in that word work, but they still have a book in front of them and they're pointing to the words and reading them.
And then maybe I could be like, okay, who can show me an S, and just everyone point.
Exactly.
Do the little frame.
I love the frame.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So our coaching topic today is going to be planning with intentionality and thinking about what text match the concept that we're trying to teach in that word work part. Well, thinking about like some desired outcomes. How will us planning this benefit you?
I think I will be as like overwhelmed. And like I'll be more confident when I'm teaching. You know, like fake it till you make it, but it feels better when I'm like, I know what I'm doing. Like if someone came in and knowing, I'm good.
I got this.
You know.
And then also being able to be like, the reason that I'm doing this is because of this, and having that full understanding on your part, so that let's say Atlas isn't getting it. Okay, shoot, now I know that he really needs another group with S, and I gotta pull him again next week. All right, so
and hold on real quick. That also made me think of like how to track them too. even at school, I'm like asking my professor, like, how do you best track? And they're like, oh, we all struggle with that.
Right.
Okay, that doesn't help me. Hey, great, we both struggle. But
It is
any
overwhelming.
Tips, you know?
So with your students, I don't believe that they're doing like running records, correct?
I talked to Heather about Miss Wright about it, and she was saying like we'll do a training on running records because I've never done it. I didn't know
Love
anything
that.
about
I
it,
can
so,
show
like,
you how to do that too.
Right now, I'm just kind of doing like, okay, check. They can write their name and they can do their name.
Perfect.
Oh, they found this letter. Check. Like that's kind of what I'm doing.
And I think those are key. Like, in order for me to be able to read, I need to first be able to identify my name. I need to first be able to know my letters.
Yeah.
So these are the things that maybe you're tracking. And so let's say next week we are off on Monday, it's a short week. Maybe you're intentionally planning that instead of pulling groups next week, you're gonna pull individuals and you're gonna test them and do that quick test. Yeah, on that list. I already know that Callie knows her name. Can she write her name without a prompt? Oh, she's got that down. Now we're gonna go and I'm gonna give her a sight word that we've been working on from UFly. Did, D-I-D. And then you're gonna pick out some ones that she's either missed in the past or, you know, whatever it is. And then I would give that to your whole class. Keep it uniform. So that it's not like, oh, Callie was doing did, but Atlas was doing so. Pick the same 2 sight words for all of your kids. Test them there, and then you can say, "Ooh, these kids still need to work on that A sound or that B sound," and we can look at UFly assessments for that to pick out those words because it's not like you just picking them out of your head, and that's another thing for you to do. At the back of the book, right here. So like at the back of this book is where all of the assessments are. So maybe we're starting, I don't know what lessons you guys start on or what, but.
We did all of this, but we started doing a test here. And then we're on.
So that would be what I would use. So your test that you have from these, I would start to pull, okay, these kids all got SAT, these kids all missed SAT. Obviously that A sound is still lacking, so we need to go back and that group becomes my A group. And in word work, we're working on that A sound.
Which I think they actually they like to be like, just keep going. I'm like, okay guys, you got it. Great, thank you. Done.
So then, like you said, if you've done all of these, okay, all of your kids have got that A sound, then it looks like we goes to I sounds. Maybe a lot of kids you're struggling with the is. There we go. So one thing that I love to do, have you ever done like a picture sort?
I've done it a little bit, yes. I don't have enough because I was trying to have me and Doyle do it. I talked to Becky about it and she was like, well, why don't you pull like your letters and then give her some? And I'm like, okay, just another thing to do in the morning. Okay, but yes, I have done it and like, am I doing it right? Like you just do 2 letters at like a top of a whiteboard, like D and B or whatever, and then give them the pictures and then they sort it, I check it, looks great.
Yeah, I was actually in kindergarten subbing for one of the assistants and that was what Miss McCutcheon had her doing. One thing that I like to do is I like to put 2 whiteboards. So like this is a I sound and the whiteboard over here is the A. And then I would randomly give out the pictures to the kids. So they have their own pictures. They say the picture and then they have to place it. And then their other kids in the group are like, I agree, I disagree. So then it's a lot less of you being like the holder of the content. They have their own cards. They're thinking, what could this picture be? I think it's a this and I think it makes this sound. Letting them kind of be in charge of it. Yes, rather just one-on-one.
Well, I mean, I do it like 2 and 2. Like they do it in partners.
Yeah, I mean, if that's working for you, totally. But if you're knowing like, oh, this whole group is struggling with A versus I, I'm gonna pull out all of the A cards and all of the I cards, shuffle them all up, give you 4, give you 4, give you 4, give you 4. All right, what is the first card you see? Apple. Would apple go on the A or the I? And they would put it where it goes.
And then they all
and then he would go to agree. Okay, let's go to the next one. I have a picture of an igloo. Put it on the I, and then we'll just keep going around. And then that could be the letters. That part of it, because that is your word work. These students, I don't know if they're still needing name puzzles. Are all of your kids still doing name puzzles?
No, it's just really Corey.
Okay, and he's a special outlier.
Yeah, he's special.
So I would say, like, continue to do it. You don't want to make him look like an outlier if everyone.
That's why I've kind of been like,
yeah.